Dennis here. Welcome to Game Nations. The Nintendo Switch 2 ushers in an exciting era of gaming. These 21 games offer unprecedented variety, cutting-edge visuals, and unique gameplay experiences, all designed to take full advantage of the Nintendo Switch 2's power. The Nintendo Switch 2 marks the dawn of a new era, combining improved performance with innovative gameplay that'll delight both longtime fans and newcomers alike. Mario Kart World is the upcoming installment in Nintendo's Mario Kart series, scheduled for release on June 5, 2025, as a launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2. For the first time in the Mario Kart series, Mario Kart World features a structured story mode that blends adventure with high-speed racing. The game takes place in the newly discovered Kartopia, a vast interconnected world where different regions are ruled by legendary racers. Kartopia is hosting the Grand Kart Championship, the biggest racing event in history. However, before the competition begins, Bowser and his crew sabotage the karting nexus, an ancient power source that fuels the warp tracks connecting different regions.
Shown when you hit a checkpoint, by going off-road, you can explore new areas.
I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need.
After claiming the Elden throne, the Tarnished's rule is short-lived. A mysterious pale flame emerges from the Land of Shadow, an ancient realm long forgotten by history. This eerie force threatens to consume the lands between, unraveling the fragile order established after the Elden Ring's shattering. A fallen demigod, once hidden in the shadows of history, now seeks revenge upon the greater will, believing it betrayed him. His followers, the Abyssborn, wield forbidden powers and seek to extinguish the Erd Tree's light forever. Guided by the whispers of Miquella, the Tarnished must travel beyond the known world to uncover long-buried secrets, face new horrors, and ultimately decide the fate of the Erd Tree once again.
Extinguish thy flame.
Hey now, where you going?
Capcom has announced that Street Fighter VI will be available on the Nintendo Switch 2 starting June 5, 2025, coinciding with the console's launch. The story mode of Street Fighter VI is called World Tour, where players create their own custom fighter and explore Metro City, training under legendary warriors like Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li, while uncovering a deeper conspiracy threatening the world of martial arts. Metro City has become a global hub for fighting tournaments, but beneath its neon-lit streets, a new underground syndicate called the Ruin Fang has emerged. Led by a mysterious figure named Dagger, this group is recruiting fighters for a deadly secret tournament, one that threatens to corrupt the world's strongest warriors. As part of the Nintendo Direct on April 2, 2025, it was announced that Split Fiction will be a launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2, expanding its availability to a broader audience. Mio Hudson and Zoe Foster are two struggling authors whose creative sparks have dimmed. Mio, a celebrated fantasy writer, is battling self-doubt, while Zoe, a sci-fi novelist, is tired of being overshadowed. But something goes wrong. Instead of helping them create, the machine splits their minds into the very worlds they've written, trapping them inside their own unfinished stories. Now, Mio and Zoe must navigate the chaotic landscapes of their own imaginations, encountering characters they've created, some friendly, others vengeful. Madden NFL 25, developed by EA Tiburon and published by Electronic Arts, is the latest installment in the long-running Madden NFL series. Madden NFL 25 primarily focuses on gameplay simulation and franchise management, but Superstar Mode serves as the game's narrative-driven experience. Players create their own athlete and embark on a career journey, making choices that shape their legacy. You start as a rookie entering the NFL Combine, where your performance in drills, interviews, and Wonderlic-style tests will influence your draft stock. Based on your position, skills, and interactions with teams, you'll either be a top pick with high expectations or a late-round underdog fighting for a roster spot.
We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
The Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition is a comprehensive collection from IO Interactive that brings together the entire world of Assassination trilogy. This edition includes all 3 games, Hitman 1, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3, along with their respective downloadable content, DLCs, and expansion packs. Project 007 is an upcoming video game developed and published by IO Interactive, the creators of the Hitman series. Announced in November 2020, this game will feature an original James Bond origin story, allowing players to step into the shoes of the iconic secret agent and earn their OO status. In player career mode, you step into the boots of a young footballer rising through the ranks, making decisions that shape your career. For those who prefer coaching, Manager mode allows you to build and lead a team through multiple seasons. Adjust formations, training regimens, and game plans to outsmart opponents. Ultimate Team provides a different kind of story, your own journey in building a legendary squad. With seasonal challenges, special event cards, and historical scenarios, EA Sports FC 25 lets you rewrite football history by creating dream matchups and competing in online leagues.
This evil, one which future generations would call.
Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is an upcoming action game developed by Koei Tecmo in collaboration with Nintendo, set to release exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 in winter 2025. Set in the time before the events of The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment dives deep into the lore of Hyrule during the Imprisoning War, a pivotal moment in the kingdom's history. The story begins when Princess Zelda and her allies uncover the dark prophecy of a power that could plunge Hyrule into ruin. At the center of the conflict is Ganondorf, a powerful sorcerer bent on conquering the land using the power of the Triforce and the secret stones that control the elements. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster is an upcoming remastered edition of the acclaimed 2012 Nintendo 3DS RPG, set to launch exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5, 2025. Bravely Default, Flying Fairy takes place in the fantasy world of Luxendark, a land where 4 elemental crystals, earth, fire, water, and wind, serve as the foundation of the world's balance. When these crystals begin to lose their power, Luxendark falls into chaos. The game follows the journey of 4 unlikely heroes as they band together to restore the crystals and save their world from destruction. In the climactic finale, the heroes face off against an ancient, all-powerful entity that has been controlling the flow of time and the fate of Luxendark. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut is an upcoming enhanced edition of the acclaimed action-adventure game Yakuza 0, developed by RGG Studio and published by Sega. This definitive version is set to launch exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5, 2025. Yakuza 0 is set in 1988 during the height of Japan's economic bubble, a time of wealth, excess, and political corruption. The game follows the lives of 2 central characters, Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima, as they navigate the complex world of the Japanese underworld, dealing with betrayal, ambition, and the consequences of their actions.
Said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. Who's this child?
You start the game by arriving at Hogwarts and being sorted into one of the 4 houses: Gryffindor, Slytherin, Ravenclaw, or Hufflepuff. Right from the start, the player character discovers they have the ability to see and use ancient magic, a form of powerful magic that has been lost to time. This unique power makes you the subject of intrigue and suspicion at Hogwarts, and it quickly becomes clear that your magical ability will play a critical role in the events to come. You are entrusted with the task of uncovering the secrets of this ancient magic, while navigating the challenges of attending Hogwarts, attending classes, learning spells, and interacting with fellow students.
Made it this far, and yet The real climb is just about to start.
Hades 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the critically acclaimed action roguelike game Hades, developed by Supergiant Games. In Hades 2, players take on the role of Melinoe, the mysterious and powerful daughter of Hades, who embarks on a new journey through the underworld and beyond in a quest to confront the Titans and uncover the truth about her father's empire. The story of Hades 2 begins after the events of the first game. Melinoe, the younger sister of Zagreus, the protagonist from the original Hades, is called upon by the ancient gods to confront a new threat that has emerged: the Titans, the very beings who once ruled the world before being overthrown by the gods. This new conflict, however, threatens not only the underworld, but also the realm of the living.
What do we have here? Why not have a little pick-me-up for the road ahead?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 is a potential future project or fan speculation combining two of the most beloved titles in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series, Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 4 are two landmark entries in the Tony Hawk series. Both games helped shape the skateboarding video game genre, blending intuitive skateboarding mechanics with intricate level designs and memorable soundtracks. If a combined remaster or sequel were to be released, it would bring these two classic games into the modern era with updated visuals, enhanced gameplay, and possibly even some new features.
Entering. The world is full of wonder, mystery, and culture. But it's also big, and who has the time, eh? So, here at our museum...
2 Point Museum is a simulation game developed by 2 Point Studios, the creators behind other titles like 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus. Building on the humor, charm, and intricate simulation elements seen in their previous games, 2 Point Museum invites players to design and manage their very own museum. In 2 Point Museum, players are tasked with building and running a museum, showcasing a wide variety of exhibits, from art collections to historical artifacts, and possibly even quirky and unusual themes. The game combines the traditional 2 Point style of management and humor with an exploration of culture, history, and creativity.
One of our experts returning now with an exciting new exhibit. Oh my, this one appears to be...
What's the most important thing in life?
Good morning,
Faster, come on!
Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition would be an enhanced and expanded version of the base game, bringing together all the content, updates, and new features that have been added to Cyberpunk 2077 since its original release, plus additional exclusive features. The Ultimate Edition would build on the core story of Cyberpunk 2077, which revolves around V's journey through Night City in the pursuit of fame, power, and survival in a dystopian world full of high-tech intrigue and corporate warfare. The story arcs would evolve, adding new layers of depth to characters like Johnny Silverhand, Judy Alvarez, Panem Palmer, and more.
Balance, friendship, love.
Survive? I have to play their game.
Yes, Star Wars Outlaws is confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2025. Ubisoft announced this during a recent Nintendo Direct event. Star Wars Outlaws is described as an open-world game where players can freely explore the galaxy. You'll be able to traverse various planets, from bustling cities to remote and dangerous wilderness, and navigate through space between planets in your own customizable starship. The game will feature both land-based exploration, on foot, or with mounts, like speeder bikes, and space exploration, where players can pilot ships through dangerous areas of space, interact with factions, and discover hidden planets and systems.
But if you pull this off, you'll never...
Borderlands 4, the latest installment in the acclaimed looter-shooter series developed by Gearbox Software and published by 2K, is scheduled for release on September 23, 2025. The game will be available on Nintendo Switch 2. The story kicks off when vault hunters from across the universe are called to Kairos after the Timekeeper, a powerful and mysterious antagonist, appears and begins warping time itself. The Timekeeper, a tyrannical ruler with the ability to manipulate the very fabric of time, has created an army of synthetic soldiers known as the Order, whose sole purpose is to enforce his will and maintain control over the planet.
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land,
Kirby and the Forgotten Land is set to receive a special edition for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 console. This enhanced version, titled Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Star-Crossed World, is scheduled for release on August 28, 2025. Kirby's peaceful life on planet Popstar is suddenly disrupted when a mysterious vortex appears in the sky, pulling him and many other inhabitants into a strange new dimension. Awakening on a deserted beach, Kirby finds himself in the New World, a vast, abandoned land filled with ruined cities, overgrown landscapes, and remnants of a lost civilization. As Kirby explores, he discovers that the Waddle Dees have been kidnapped by a powerful faction known as the Beast Pack, a group of animalistic warriors who rule the New World. Donkey Kong Bananza is an upcoming 3D platforming action-adventure game developed by Nintendo, set to release exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 on July 17, 2025, priced at $69.99. It's just another peaceful day on Donkey Kong Island, with DK, Diddy, Dixie, and Cranky enjoying a feast of bananas after a hard day's adventure. But suddenly, the ground shakes violently, and a massive golden fissure appears beneath the jungle. Out from the depths emerges King Guildfang, a massive golden-armored mandrill who leads a new enemy faction known as the Gilded Gluttons, a horde of greedy, treasure-hoarding primates who consume the land's natural resources to fuel their underground kingdom. The Duskbloods is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by From Software, renowned for titles like Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Announced during the Nintendo Direct on April 2, 2025, the Duskbloods is slated for release in 2026 as an exclusive for the Nintendo Switch 2. The game introduces a player versus environment, PvPvE multiplayer experience supporting up to 8 players. Players assume the roles of the Bloodsworn, individuals who have transcended humanity through a unique blood ritual, engaging in intense battles against both other players and formidable AI-controlled adversaries. The reveal trailer showcases a dark, gothic aesthetic reminiscent of Bloodborne, featuring a mysterious knight of light and vampire-like creatures.
plus Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year.
Pokémon Legends ZA is an upcoming action role-playing game set to release in late 2025 for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Developed by Game Freak, this installment serves as a sequel to Pokémon X and Y, and is the second entry in the Pokémon Legends series, following Pokémon Legends Arceus. Pokémon Legends ZA takes place entirely in Lumiose City, the bustling metropolis of the Kalos region, first introduced in Pokémon X and Y. Unlike previous Pokémon games that focus on a wide adventure across an entire region, this story is deeply rooted within Lumiose City itself, which is undergoing an urban redevelopment project aimed at creating a new era of harmony between humans and Pokémon.
Some of them can even be found on rooftops. People and Pokémon live easy.